Hi, it's Nell, and it's Friday afternoon, and I'm serving up something good today. Oops, I should show the better side. Paddle plant cuttings. So this is part of the propagation that I started a few weeks ago. I pruned the plant, let the cuttings heal over, and now it is time to plant. So because this is the only video I'm doing today that involves planting, I'm going to do it at my patio table because I don't feel like dragging my work table out. So let's head on over to the patio and have some paddle plant goodness. As I said, it's Friday afternoon. Okay, so it's time to get serious here, and none of this serving up paddle plant stuff. I was going to do this about 2 weeks after I took the cuttings, but it's now probably about 4 weeks after. Well, you just know how that goes. But there are roots forming on both. But first, what I'm going to do is take off some of these lower leaves because they don't look good and they don't need to be here. Oh my gosh, this stuff is still full of that powder. Ooh, there's roots all the way up and down the stem on this one. It's going to be nice. So I'm going to take it off to about here. I'll do the close-up for you so you can see. Ugh. You know, I should have had my floral nips or my floral knife for this one. Oh well. Oh well, you know, we're just going to have to rough it. This one looks a little sad, but it'll perk up. So, take off some more leaves on this one, and this one was not showing any roots at all. This one was, but now they both are. So that's good. And they will root pretty fast now that they get into the mix. I think I'm going to take off because this has all these droopy leaves. It's going to be hard to plant. I'm going to take off even more leaves on this one. Okay, so let me get these out of here and I'll show you what's going on here. So here they are up close. This one is not as beautimous as this one, but that's okay. It'll come through. So I'm going to turn it around so you can see the roots. Oops. Oh, look at all that powder. Wow. And then over here too. Actually, I think I'm going to take off this one just because it doesn't look all that good. But hopefully you can see the roots coming there. So, as I said, they are so easy to root. Oh, and also too, healing over. When I say healing over, it means that this bottom part that was really fleshy and exposed and wet has all scabbed over. It's sort of like when our wounds form a scab, and that's what protects it from infection. Not only infection, also from rotting out, because these stems and leaves are full of water. And there's Oscar, who wants to get outside and chew on some grass down by the wash. But the answer right now is no. Okay, so there's nothing fancy or hard about this at all. I just put some paper over the drain holes because this grow pot has a bunch of drain holes, so I don't want this mix to go out. And this is a local succulent and cactus mix. It's really nice and chunky. See those big hunks of pumice right there? Beautiful. Gonna amend the drainage, which is what we want. So I'm going to put in a good amount of that to about here. And the hardest part is going to be to get these heavy cuttings to stand up in this pot. But I think they're going to hold each other up. And there's roots coming all over the place here. So these will be rooted in no time. And when I am rooting succulent cuttings like this, I just use straight mix. I don't put any compost or any worm compost in. I put that in, you know, later on, but not now. So old Flopsy Mopsy here is the hard one. I don't know how this one got this way. Oh, I just had it on a tray with some other cuttings in my utility room. So I'm going to see if this one will hold up to this one. And it's not going to stay in this pot forever. You know, it can stay in it for a while. I've had cuttings I brought from Santa Barbara that are in a low rectangular planter, and now there is about 8 inches of mix in there, if that. So I need to get those planted, and that is one of the projects coming up soon. And boy, am I making a mess. See, this one is going to want to flip-a-flop over. And I also want to plant it so it grows. Wait. I was too busy. I think I want to see if I can get this one to go this way so it roots on its side, grows up a bit. And maybe this one over here. Gosh, you know, these are odd cuttings, but it's going to work out, believe me, because I was going to make it work out. Okay, so I've got them semi-standing up on their own. The issue here is that the cuttings are very heavy and the mix is very light. So I'm just kind of picking up the leaves and putting some of the mix underneath as much as I can get under there. There seems to be more going on the table than in the pot, but that's how it goes sometimes. I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, hey, you just have to go with the flow. And these will perk up in no time. Oh, there's a hummingbird over at the lantana for its 5 o'clock feed. They come in the early morning and the late afternoon. They tend to be around a lot. Okay, so that's pretty much all full. And that's about all you do. These were a little bit more problematic just because of the shape of the cuttings, but this branch is one that was really, it was growing down and over the Kalanchoe pot. I will leave the link for you so you can see that. And although these don't look really good right now, they will grow out just fine. Oops. As I say, I'm just going to try to get this down a little bit. Well, definitely not the most beautiful potting up job I've ever done in terms of how it looks after the potting up, but they will be just fine after they settle in. And as I said, you can separate them after they start to grow, whether you leave them in a pot like this for 6 months, a year and a half. Succulents can grow tight in their pots, so it is just fine. So I'm going to put these into a bright shade over underneath my pink grapefruit tree. And I'm going to water them in about 3 to 5 days. I'll see how the temperatures are. It wasn't too bad today. I think it was like 80. Last week it was in the high 90s. So if it's hot, I'll water them in 2 or 3 days. If not, I'll let them go for a little bit more just to settle in, give them a good drink. And I keep cuttings, I water them a little bit more often than I do regular succulents just because they are rooting. And as I said, this is just a straight succulent and cactus mix. So that is really good to use for propagating because you want something really light and aerated that those new roots can just grow out into easily. And I will probably give these away because I don't have a lot of shade for them outdoors anymore, and I don't know if I want them inside. But anyway, in about a month or two, probably more in about 2 months, I will put some compost and some worm compost in here to amend them and feed them, you know, the good stuff that's going to make them happy. But I don't want to do that now because I just want the roots to develop and start to grow. It is 10 days later, and I just wanted to show you the cuttings now. They have been watered and doing great. They spent about 6 days in the garage because the painters were here. Now they're back out. That one is beautiful, and this one's actually really tight in the pot already. And this one, oh flopsy mopsy over here, just fell out of the pot when I took it out of the garage. So I did the old trick. I got the chopstick out. And it also gives it a little bit more upright form too. But they're doing just fine. So just for fun, I wanted to show you the pot that has the mother plant in it. And she's filling in beautifully in there. There was a big gape where I cut one of the big cuttings out along with the back here. You can see it's still a little empty there, but it'll fill in. And I've already taken off some of the babies, but they're just coming like crazy. And I moved this pot back in the corner because the sun's already getting pretty strong here in Tucson. And because it is Friday about 5 o'clock, I probably have forgotten to say something. So by the time it comes around to do the blog post, I might have thought of something else. So be sure and check the blog post. The link to that will be down below. Also the link to taking the cuttings of these and pruning this, just in case you haven't seen that, that will be down below and also on our blog, joyousgarden.com. Alrighty. Oh, and by the way, we have a succulents category on our website, so be sure and check that out too. I hope you have found this video to be helpful. It's really simple and easy to do. If you have heavier cuttings like these, it can be a little bit more challenging, but not hard by any means at all. I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I really appreciate them, and be sure to come back because I have a lot more videos coming your way. Now let's get out in the garden or into our indoor gardens, because this is a house plant also. It makes a fine house plant if you have enough light, and make our world a more beautiful place. So I will catch you in the next video, and as always, I thank you for watching. Bye.